have the top 10, like, and that's kind of where I go to first when people ask me what to use for health concerns. I have a set of 10 that are kind of like the most frequently used in my home and the easiest to kind of educate about. So when people ask me basic health concerns, I kind of go back to that first 10, because otherwise I feel like it could be overwhelming if I'm like constantly suggesting a different oil. But if you have oils that can be used for lots of different things, then it's a little more accessible and easier for people to incorporate into their habits.
You know what? I like that. Let's go with that. So what are those top 10? Because I think you're right, because there's actually, like, we have this like oil encyclopedia at home, and it is huge. There's a lot of oils. I never knew there was that many oils. There's so tons. And it can be overwhelming. So you're right, but there's staples, those 10 staples. Let me guess: lavender, peppermint, thieves. Well, you tell me. You're the expert.
Okay, so lemon, lavender, and peppermint. Those are like the top 3 out of the 10. Lemon, lavender, peppermint, frankincense, and
Ready, rockin', ready. Welcome, everyone, to the Whole Truth Podcast with John Levine, sponsored by Dean's Natural Food Markets, with 4 locations in Ocean, Shrewsbury, Basking Ridge, and Chester, New Jersey. Today, Amanda Beach. She is founder of Naturally Healthy Living. She's a wife and mother of 4 kiddos. And she discovered essential oils when her first child was born with respiratory issues. And since then, the rest is history. She's been off and running, and it's been essential oils ever since. But she is here to tell her story and educate us about essential oils. Amanda in Texas, also in Texas. How are you? Good morning.
Good morning.
How's it going?
It's good.
Where in Texas are you, by the way?
It's good morning. Sunny.
Sunny in Texas. Where in Texas?
So I'm in Abilene, which is about 3 hours west of Dallas, kind of the beginning of West Texas.
What's the temperature like there now?
It's about 30 this morning.
30 degrees?
Mm-hmm.
That's cold.
I know. It's a little chilly.
Man,
I need a jacket.
What's going on? All right.
Today.
You and I connected through social media, the beauty of social media, unbelievable, about a month ago. And I love your energy, and we hit it off, and we decided we needed to do something on essential oils. So give me a little bit of a background, how you got into it. I just kind of said it a little bit, but you can expand on a little bit more how you got into essential oils.
Sure. Yeah. So my oldest daughter, who is 8 now, when she was around a year old, she started having a lot of breathing difficulties. And so I had tried a lot of other kinds of natural remedies, and nothing seemed to really be helping. We kept ending up at the doctor doing breathing treatments. And as a mom, it really bothered me that my baby, it seemed like she was already broken, right? Like, babies are supposed to be just healthy and perfect. And I felt like I was doing something wrong as a mom, that I couldn't take care of her. And so a friend of mine sent me some of the doTERRA Breathe oil, and so I used that, and after one day, her respiratory issues cleared up, and we really haven't had that significant of a concern since then, since we've been using those oils regularly. And so I'm a huge skeptic, though, and I wanted to figure this thing out. Like, why did this work when all these other things that I tried didn't work? And so I went back and I did lots of research and read studies and did the work just to make sure that what I was using was legit and safe. And then I started having friends come and talk to me about essential oils and how to use them to keep their kids healthy and their families healthy. And it kind of went from there.
What was in the what exactly was in that you used for respiratory issues? What oils were in that?
So the Breathe blend has lemon, eucalyptus, peppermint, and cardamom. in that blend. So, and I just used a very small amount. You don't need a whole lot for them to have benefits. And so I just used a very small amount, and I applied it to her feet at night, overnight. And by the next day, she had improved so remarkably. My husband and I remember us looking at each other going, what was that? Like, how is she so much better after just one night, after all of these things we had tried before? Didn't seem to work at all.
All right, so what did you try before the oils?
Oh, I mean, we tried oils from a health food store, and they did not have the same effect at all. We tried like steam in the shower. We tried cold air. We tried a humidifier. We tried like a lot of just, home treatments that people share with you, there's just so many kinds and so many things out there, but nothing worked consistently. And then she would get sick again. So the fact that these worked and then they kept working was really what convinced me that they were helpful.
That's beautiful. That's a perfect segue into my next question, which is there's oils all over the place. So I know we use Young Living oils and you use doTERRA oils, and I know those are both very high quality therapeutic grade oils. So the question is this, not every oil is equal, but what is the difference between like therapeutic grade oil and oil that you might find, I don't know, at a CVS, or the oils that you used that didn't work as well?
Really good question.
Thank you.
And so the FDA does not regulate essential oils. They're considered supplements. And so companies can pretty much put whatever they want to in a bottle of essential oils, and they can put whatever they want on the label. They could even put therapeutic grade on the label. And
oh, really?
Yes, they can put whatever they want on the label, and that has nothing to do with what's actually in the bottle. So mainly the difference between doTERRA's oils and oils you're going to find at a health food store is doTERRA actually does the work to back up their claim of therapeutic grade. So when you buy an essential oil from the health food store, you're not really sure what's going into that process. You're not really sure what testing they're doing, how they're sourcing their oils, and if they're actually going to be safe and effective for the concerns you're wanting to use them for. doTERRA is very transparent about their process. You can actually look at the bottom of a bottle of doTERRA oils, and they have a number, and you can go look up the testing that's been done on that batch of oil, and that's true for all of their oils. So you can see the purity, you can see the quality on each bottle, stamped on each bottle of oil that you buy. I've had people buy oils from health food stores or from Amazon or Target even, expecting to have therapeutic benefits, and instead they're actually harmed by those oils. I mean, that's extreme case, but I mean, either they're not going to do anything or they could actually be harmed because these oils are synthetic or they're just not a good quality. So that's why we are so picky about what oils we use, because I actually want them to work for the health concerns I'm using them for.
So you can go on the bottom of the bottle and actually see the testing number. So how would that work? So like, let's say I'm looking at the bottom of the bottle and I see the testing number. Where would I go to find?
So for doTERRA's oils, you're going to look at the bottom and there's going to be a number stamped on there. And I don't have one on hand because I ran out of the house kind of fast this morning. But you can go to sourcetoyou.com.
Okay.
And there's a link on there where you click on, and then you can enter that code on the bottom of your bottle, and it'll pull up all the testing results for that oil.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
I like that. You think you ran out of the house? I ran out of the damn house. I'm telling you. And I was late for this I was late for my own podcast.
Oh, my goodness.
And I'm telling you, I'm normally very prepared. I normally have like my Brazil nuts, my walnuts, and some fruit in my car. If I get hungry, I normally have my water. I'm like ready to go. And this morning was like, what the hell's going on? Which brings me to this. It's like, you know what? So if I have anxiety, what am I going to smell in order to like calm myself down? Because I came into the studio and I was like, oh, I was rattled a little bit because I was just.
I was kind of nervous this morning too.
And I'm not normally nervous, so I don't know what happened if I had a bad dream or what. But so I got oils. What do I smell? I have anxiety. I have a little bit of anxiety right now. Is it lavender?
Okay. So oils that I like to use for any kind of anxious feelings or stress. So I really like copaiba. That's one that I grab just for me personally. And so if I need a quick stress relief, I'll put a couple drops right under my tongue. And when you do that, it gets into your bloodstream right away and can help affect your peripheral nervous system and help you feel very calm.
So not only
Other
that,
oils,
I usually write stuff down because it helps my memory, and I forgot my
yeah.
damn pencil too. So Ming, can I borrow a pencil?
Hey, you can go watch this later.
Here. And now I'm about to sneeze. So what? I just sneezed. What do I do for wheezing and sneezing?
Okay, so for respiratory
Whew.
support, the Breathe blend that I use from doTERRA is amazing, but I also like to use those oils individually. So eucalyptus, peppermint, cardamom, frankincense is another really good one. If you're using these for respiratory support for little kids, then sometimes I like to use lime or lemon. Those two citrus oils are super uplifting, but they're also really great to help deal with mucus, and they help cut down mucus in the sinus passages.
I like it. I use a little grapefruit and lemon in the morning. I put like one drop in my water.
Yeah, I love those in my water.
So here's the other thing, and this is important with essential oils. There's so many different ways to use them, as you know. You can apply some on the skin. You can take some internally. You can diffuse some. You can roll them on. You can spread them on. There's many different ways to use them. So can you break that down? So which ones do you want to apply on the skin? Which ones do you want to diffuse? And by the way, let me just show you this. So this morning, as I'm getting in my car, and I'm like, oh crap, where's my diffuser? And then I'm like, where's this? Where's that? So I mean, I have to be diffusing oils when I'm on the show. Can you see this? Let me. So for
Yeah,
those listening, I have a diffuser, and I have to be transparent as well. This is my wife's diffuser. It was her birthday, and my mom got this for my wife. I'm not
I,
quite sure. This is new. I haven't seen this box
mhm,
before, but if you turn it on, there's water on one side, and then there's oils on the other side that you can put in.
mhm.
And in the morning, she's got orange and peppermint diffusing because it's supposed to be uplifting. And I guess
Yeah.
at night you can have like lavender and some of the more calming
Mhm.
oils. So I just wanted to tell you that. That's all. So
I like it. That's a really masculine diffuser because it's so square.
so I'm putting it on. So right now,
Minimalistic diffuser.
since it's orange, it's coming on. It's orange and peppermint.
That's great.
Is it
Yeah,
coming
that's
on?
a really good combination for the morning.
Oh yeah, it's coming out. It smells good. I like it. So which ones do you like to roll on, put on your skin, internal? Break it down for us.
Okay, so when you're looking at a bottle of doTERRA oils, they're actually going to have a label that says supplement facts, and those are oils that you can use internally. If it doesn't have a supplement facts label, then it's an oil you're going to want to use topically or aromatically. Now, some oils are blended specifically for emotional support, and some oils are blended specifically for topical support, and some oils you can use for all the different things. So, for example, we talked about peppermint. Peppermint can be used topically, aromatically, and internally, just like you would use a peppermint plant maybe in your tea or in your cooking. I know people that have used our peppermint oil to make peppermint brownies, and like they add, yes, peppermint, yeah. So
I
that's when
have
you could
this.
use.
I have this in my pocket. I have this in my jacket pocket at all times, so that I smell it. And occasionally, if I have a headache, I don't get a lot of headaches, but I actually will put it on my neck, and I'll put it like under my
Mhm.
eyes sometimes if I need to just like wake up on my temples. Even right now.
Yeah. So peppermint is super energizing and it's uplifting.
Whew.
And so if you're driving down the road and you're feeling tired, you could just open up a bottle of peppermint and it's going to help you wake up. And you don't have to use any kind of caffeine. You don't have to worry about finding a Starbucks. It's going to be right there on hand when you need it. I also like using peppermint topically for, like you said, headaches or any kind of like sore muscles or like my son fell yesterday and he was upset because he had bumped his knee. So I actually have a roller of peppermint in my bag, and I just rolled some peppermint on there. It's going to just be really cooling and soothing when you're using it topically.
Yeah.
And then aromatically, of course, like I said, it's uplifting, it's energizing, it's great to use in a diffuser. It's great to just smell straight out of the bottle. So that's when you could use all three ways.
You should have done the placebo effect on him. You should have just like pretended you were rolling something on his knee, and you're like, "How does that feel?" He'd be like, "Oh, so much better."
Yeah, sometimes kids do that, but he was like, "Oh, that's cold."
No, but peppermint's great. Peppermint works. It's
Yes,
one of the good
will
ones.
actually feel cold. So it's one I really like using here in Texas when it gets hot, because I can just roll it on the back of my neck and it's going to help my whole body cool down.
Right. And which ones do you want to diffuse more so than take internally? Like, which ones are the ones that you diffuse? Do you use a diffuser in your house?
I do. I have 7 diffusers.
7?
7 diffusers.
You're a little over the top of these essential
far.
oils, huh? Sounds like someone I know, my wife, who I love dearly.
So I have one in all the kids' rooms. I have one in the kitchen. I have one in the living room. I have one in the bathrooms. I mean, I don't like to unplug and like move them around. So I started with one, and then once I moved it to a different room, then I got a new one for the first room.
It never ends, does it? It never ends.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
And I love to give diffusers to people too, because it's such an easy way to help people start using essential oils. So a lot of times when people like get their wholesale account with me, or if they get oils for the first time and I know that they're not really sure how to use them, then I'll just give them a diffuser, because it's just a really easy thing to plug in and put your oils in. And it can replace a lot of the toxic things that you might have in your home, like air fresheners and room sprays and plug-ins and things like that.
Yeah, we have like 500 diffusers, and then when my mother said, "Hey, Anya, what do you want for your birthday?" And she's like, "A diffuser? Like another one?" I'm like, "How many diffusers can you have?" You can have a lot. They're in each one of our rooms, so I totally understand.
I have like 10 in my garage in boxes to give to people, because I find them on sale in bulk, and then I buy them because I want to be able to give them to more people.
So what are you diffusing? So in the morning, at night, in the kids' rooms, what are you diffusing? What oils?
Okay. So in our room at night, I like to diffuse that Breathe blend, but I also like to diffuse it with lavender, because the Breathe blend is good for respiratory support, but it's also really great to cut down on snoring.
Okay, what was in that Breathe blend again?
So it's got the peppermint, eucalyptus, cardamom, and lemon.
Okay, gotcha.
And so, so that helps if there's any if anybody out there knows any snorers, then that's a really good one to have going at night, just to help clear up those airways and have peaceful rest.
With lavender.
With lavender, yes. Lavender is very calming for us. For some people, lavender is more uplifting. So you could also use like cedarwood. It's another good one to use at night. Roman chamomile is another one to use at night. Those are both very calming.
What about ylang ylang?
Ylang ylang.
Ylang
that's
ylang.
another one you could use. In the morning, that peppermint and wild orange combination is great. It's very uplifting. It's energizing. Another one you could use would be like spearmint. You could use wintergreen. Those are both very uplifting and energizing oils.
You can use
spearmint. During the day, I like using oils for emotional support that kind of bring peace and harmony into my home. So we use a lot of citrus oils for that, frankincense. I use a lot of floral kinds of oils, so like lavender, clary sage. Those are good to use during the day for just calm, peaceful emotions.
I know you probably know this, but I wanted to throw this out there. What's interesting about essential oils, they work. We've been using them in our home for, 15 years, long time. They don't work, for everybody, but they a lot of them really work, and they've been around for a long time. Frankincense is in the Bible.
Yeah.
Did you know that? You probably do know that. So it just goes to show you that, like, if something doesn't work, it's just not going to stay around. If it doesn't work, It's like, it doesn't work.
Plant medicine is ancient. It's an ancient form of wellness.
Like 6,000 years, frankincense, which is like gold, which is like gold.
Yeah. Well, before they had CVS or Walgreens, you had to get well somehow, and So they had to go out into nature and find plants that would address whatever health concerns they were having.
Right, right. And what about the carrier oils? So there's like some of the carrier oils like coconut, olive oil, and like some nut
Mm-hmm.
oils. How do those work with certain oils?
Okay, so essential oils are volatile aromatic compounds, and then carrier oils are more fatty type oils. So coconut oil, olive oil, even grapeseed oil, those have fat in them, and the fat actually grabs on to the essential oil and helps dilute it and disperse it. So when you're using oils topically, I most of the time recommend using some kind of carrier oil because everyone has different skin sensitivity, and just to be sure you're not irritating your skin, I always suggest diluting because you're going to be able to get more effects from the oils when you're diluting them that way, and you're going to extend the life of the oil basically. So you're not going to have to use as much of your bottle of expensive essential oil when you're using it with a carrier oil.
Huh. You really broke that down pretty well. I'm impressed.
Thanks.
And I have another little prop here that we use, and it's a dark bottle. And there's also blue bottles all over. So if it's not a diffuser, it's either a dark or a blue bottle all over the house. And you have a smile on your face, which means you know exactly what I'm talking about because I'm sure your house has the same exact thing. So why do I have bottles where you can actually mix the oils with the carrier oils? Why are they dark and why are they blue?
Okay, so light can affect the quality of the essential oil. So when you store your oils, you want to make sure they're like in a cabinet or someplace out of the sun. And so that's why a lot of times you're going to see them in amber bottles or colored bottles because those are going to prevent the light from affecting the chemistry of the oil that's inside the bottle.
You nailed it. That is absolutely correct.
I feel like I'm taking a pop quiz or something.
You are. Well, here's another one for you. Are you ready to have a little bit of fun? I told you you're going to have some fun in this show, and you're going to have some fun. Okay, you have to repeat after me. Let's see if you get this. Okay. One smart man, he felt smart.
I'm supposed to say that?
Yeah. One smart man, he felt smart.
One smart man, he felt smart.
And now you have to just keep going. You have to say 2 smart men, they felt smart. And then 3 smart men, they felt smart. And then 4 smart men, they felt smart. And then 5 and then 6. Let's see if you can get to 10 smart men, they felt smart.
So I have 4 kids, and I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. So I've already lost.
It's all good. It's all good. If you didn't get a lot of sleep, which you know what, I didn't sleep well either. I have 3 kids, but for some reason I didn't sleep well either, and I was running around this morning. It's all good. We'll work with it. So
I just want to put a disclaimer out there that my youngest is 7 months old. So I have a baby who is up all the time. And so last night, for some reason, she decided to be up more than normal. I think she's going through a growth spurt or something. So that's why I wasn't getting a lot of sleep. It's not normal, but
no, it is normal because
she picked last night to be up more than normal.
But you know what? It's funny because like these are the issues that people have. I mean that is normal. Like when you have kids, especially young kids, they wet their bed, they have colic, or they have a bad dream, whatever it may be. You know, that is normal.
Yeah. You know, so trust me, I was rolling on my peppermint and my frankincense on the way out the door this morning, so I could be present and clear and focused this morning. But when you throw stuff like that at me,
it's okay. It's okay. You know what?
Beyond my abilities.
All right. So you repeat after me, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to make this very easy. One smart man.
One smart man.
He felt smart.
He felt smart.
2 smart men.
2 smart men.
They felt smart.
They felt smart.
3 smart men.
3 smart men.
They felt smart.
They felt smart.
Okay, now 4 smart men.
4 smart men.
They felt smart.
They felt smart.
Okay, now you got to go 5 and then 6.
5 smart men. they felt smart.
Now, quicker.
6 smart men, they felt smart. 7 smart men, they felt smart. 8 smart men, they felt smart.
Quicker, faster.
9 smart, I can't go any faster. 9 smart men, they felt smart. 10 smart men, they felt smart.
You are totally messing this whole thing up. You know why you're
I'm
messing this up?
sorry.
You're messing this up because you didn't mess up. You're messing this up because you actually didn't mess up. What I'm trying to, usually people try to say it fast. You know, you actually nailed it again. You're doing great. That's perfect. You said it the way you're supposed to say it. But usually people say it fast. They say 1 smart man, they smell fart. 2 smart men, I smell fart. 3 smart men, I smell fart. That's where we're going with this. I was trying to get you to say that you've been smelling farts.
You realize I have kids that try this stuff on me all the time.
You did good. Is
that where you got it from?
You know what? No, I got it from my father. He taught me that when I was young.
I also have a father-in-law that tries that stuff on me.
Man, but you didn't say it. I was trying to get you to say that you smell farts, and I was ready, prepared. I was ready to say, you know what? Don't smell farts.
You could use your essential oils.
Smell something else. I had the whole thing rehearsed, and you just did it perfectly.
Sorry.
All right, you did. But
I'll
you know
do
what?
Next time.
That was very mindful. You were calm, and you did it like you didn't go fast. And I need someone who's got a
very articulate.
Very articulate. So, all right, that didn't work on you. That's all right. You go with it. So, I'm going to give you the ailment.
Okay.
And you're going to give me the oil.
All right.
I am the ailment. You're the oil. Ailment number 1, anxiety. Well, there's many different oils, right, for a lot of different things. So I'll give you the ailment. You give me the oils.
Okay.
Anxiety.
Okay, so we already talked about copaiba being amazing for anxious feelings and stress. I also really like wild orange, and doTERRA has a blend called Balance that is super grounding, focusing, and calming. It reminds me of being in a forest with like quiet trees and sunlight. It's beautiful. I love it. It's kind of like Valor, I think.
I know Valor, yes.
Yeah, so it's similar to that one.
Valor's excellent. That's it throws me off a little bit because Young Living has, just like doTERRA, they have like the blends, so I don't always remember what's in them. I just know it's called Valor or Dejais, and there's certain things that I try to remember. I'm like, oh yeah, what's in this blend? So let me throw this. So vetiver, what do you think of vetiver?
Vetiver is so heavy. It is a heavy, calming, relaxing. It's really good for sleep, and it's also really good for kids with like sensory input concerns. So it's a heavy, thick, focusing kind of oil.
It is, because I smell these oils at night, and I like the blend. I don't just do lavender. I like the blend of ylang ylang, a little bit of lavender, cedarwood, and vetiver. Those 4, and you're right, vetiver is very thick. Very thick. But I also have that down in the anxiety, for anxiety. Yes. All right, here's the next ailment, cold and flu symptoms.
Okay, so Young Living has a blend called Thieves, and doTERRA's blend version is On Guard, and that's the first one I go to when anyone tells me that they feel like they're coming down with something. And that one has, Young Living has lemon, but doTERRA has orange, and then it also has rosemary, eucalyptus, cinnamon, and clove in that blend.
Thieves is incredible.
It's amazing.
That stuff works. I don't care what anyone says. And it smells good, because the clove in that makes it smell good.
It does. It's very spicy and citrusy, and it smells like fall and holidays, and I actually use it all year long, but I love that's the smell I think of now when I think of wellness. Like that's what I'm going to connect. And I think my kids, when I was growing up, I thought of that grape medicine flavor. Whenever I was thinking about like sickness, it was that nasty grape flavor. And I really want my kids to think On Guard, cinnamon, orange, spicy, like when they get older, as like the thing they use when they get sick. I want them to go to that first.
I hear a kid crying in the background. Where are you at? You're at a cafe?
I'm at a coffee shop.
Your coffee shop. Go get
Yeah,
your
this coffee shop is actually one of my favorites because it has a kids play area here. So I come here all the time with my kids. My kids aren't here right now, but there's a kids play area like down the hall.
Go give that kid some peppermint on his knee. Roll on his knee so he stops crying so I can hear what you're saying. Do you have your peppermint roller?
I do. I have it in my purse.
Okay, just go roll it on his knee and get. All right, I'm just joking.
I've had some moms kind of look at me funny when I ask them if I want to put oils on their kids. But then you usually become friends after that, and it's fine. But.
There you go. You help educate. You do your best.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I gotta tell you, tea tree oil for cold and flu.
Yeah,
tea tree oil.
Really good one.
Man. All right. Headaches.
Okay, so we already talked about peppermint being really good for headaches. However, for some moms, peppermint can affect milk supply for nursing moms.
Oh, really?
And so if you're a nursing mom and you want to use something for a headache, then I would suggest frankincense or wintergreen to use instead.
Peppermint can affect milk supply.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
For some, it's never affected me, but I know quite a few other people that are very sensitive to it.
Huh. That's really interesting. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, low energy.
Peppermint, again, is really good for energy, and any of the citrus oils are going to be really uplifting and energizing. I already said spearmint is another really good one for that. Frankincense can be also very energizing.
Basil, cypress, grapefruit.
Mm-hmm. Citrus, any of the citrus oils.
Yeah. Ginger. It is funny. There are some staples, right? There's a lot of good oils, but there's some staples, and peppermint keeps coming up all the time.
Peppermint, yes. Lavender.
Thieves.
Oil, Melaleuca, On Guard.
There's certain things that just...
I have the top 10, and that's kind of where I go to first, and people ask me what to use for health concerns. I have a set of 10 that are kind of like the most frequently used in my home and the easiest to kind of educate about. So when people ask me basic health concerns, I kind of go back to that first 10 because otherwise I feel like it could be overwhelming if I'm constantly suggesting a different oil. But if you have oils that can be used for lots of different things, then it's a little more accessible and easier for people to incorporate into their habits.
You know what? I like that. Let's go with that. So what are those top 10? Because I think you're right, because there's actually, we have this, oil encyclopedia at home, and it is huge. There's a lot of oils. I never knew there was that many oils. There's so tons, and it can be overwhelming. So you're right, but there's staples, those 10 staples. Let me guess. Lavender, peppermint, thieves. Well, you tell me. You're the expert.
Okay, so lemon, lavender, and peppermint. Those are the top 3 out of the 10. Lemon, lavender, peppermint, frankincense, and tea tree oil, or melaleuca is another name for tea tree oil. Oregano is one that I like suggesting to people just because it's such an amazing powerhouse for immune support. So I like to add that one to On Guard for my a flu bomb recipe that I make. And then we also use Breathes, which I've mentioned a couple of times.
Right.
And On Guard, which is Thieves. And then Digest Zen, which is kind of the Digize from Young Living. So Digest Zen is for digestive support. And then I also use Deep Blue. That's one my husband really enjoys. And I think it's similar to maybe your Panaway blend. But that one is for musculoskeletal pain or discomfort relief.
Digize, which I happen to have right here. And 2 days ago, my wife got a stomach ache. I'm not quite even sure why. And she knows essential oils 10 times more than I do. And she was like, what do you think I should do? And I'm like, sweetheart, Digize is the way to go. So she rubbed Digize on her belly. And within, 15 minutes, she was perfectly fine. This stuff smells like shoe polish gone bad. It's disgusting. It absolutely, I cannot stand the smell of this stuff. But
it works.
But it works.
It's amazing.
It absolutely works.
Digestion smells like licorice. It's got a really strong anise smell.
What is
And
it's like ginger. I mean, I'm going blind, so I can barely read these. So it's what's in it? There's tons of stuff in it, but there's something in it that makes it smell, oh god, awful. But
so doTERRA's, I'm not sure what's in Digest, but the Digest Zen has fennel, caraway, anise. It has a few other ones, but those three are the strongest smelling to me when I open up that bottle. And I don't like the smell of it either, but when I have a stomach ache or indigestion or heartburn, or any of my kids come to me and they say they have a stomach ache or they're throwing up or something like that, I'm bathing them in Digestin because I don't want to clean up vomit.
oh no, listen, I'm telling you, I'm just being honest with everyone. It smells
It
awful,
does.
but
It
I'm
smells
also being
awful. I
honest.
don't like it, but it works.
2 days ago, 2 days ago, she used it, and we use it all the time. And you just rub it on your belly, and it just soaks in, and it works. Yeah, it absolutely works. Yeah, I'm not making fun of it. You know, who cares if it smells bad if it works? It does the
Right,
job, right?
exactly.
Um, so those are the staples. So kind of keep it
Those are the
simple.
ones we use most of the time. And I've gotten to the point where I use a lot of other ones now. But when someone comes, like I do these classes here in town, and I've done them all over the country actually. And sometimes I'll start out my class by saying, what are your top health concerns? Because I want to make sure that the content that I'm sharing in our event is relevant to you. And so I'll have people come up with a list of 10 to 20 different ailments. And the cool thing is I can still use that top 10 for 99% of the things that they ask me about. Now, things like hormones, cancer, stuff like that, I have to, supplement that top 10 a bit. But in general, those 10 kind of cover most questions that people have.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. So let's finish off my list. So insomnia, which is kind of what lavender insomnia. Lavender kind of goes back to like the cedarwood,
Yes, lavender, cedarwood, Roman chamomile. I actually have a lady that used Roman chamomile and cedarwood, and she was actually tracking her sleep cycles with her Fitbit. And when she started using cedarwood and Roman chamomile, her Fitbit actually showed that she was getting longer periods of her deep sleep than she had been getting previously.
She's got to get the Fitbit off so she could sleep better. Right?
Right?
So things not radiating on her wrist.
Exactly. Yeah.
But whatever. Baby steps, right?
Mhm.
Baby steps. But I wanted to throw clary sage. You know clary sage?
Mhm.
And what about that as far as like insomnia?
So clary sage is very calming. It's a floral oil similar to lavender, and so it's got kind of that warm floral aroma. But some people find lavender a little stimulating. I've had a lot of people say, well, lavender didn't work for me. It hyped up my kid instead of calming them down. So I'll have them try clary sage or a different floral instead. But
Right.
clary sage is very similar as far as it's got that soft floral aroma.
Okay, so if I'm PMSing, what kind of oils would I have to take?
So clary sage
clary
is one
sage.
that's great for hormones.
Okay.
And so the thing about hormones is that you obviously don't have hormones just as far as women go, and men too. You don't have hormones just one time a month, right? We have hormones all the time.
Yeah.
And so if you're using essential oils to help with hormone support, those are oils you're going to need to use every single day, even when you don't have the obvious signs of that hormone influence. So if you are someone who really suffers from like PMS symptoms, then you're going to need to use clary sage every single day. And then you'll find that when you get to that time of the month, that you aren't going to experience those symptoms as strongly. Now, people who do have PMS or cramping or things like that, you can use clary sage right away, and that can definitely help alleviate some of those symptoms. But the most effective way to support your body's hormones is to be using the oils on a regular basis, on a daily basis.
Okay. This is a lot of information. There's a lot of oils. We've broken down that there's 10, give or take, staple oils that you can really go to, which I think for a beginner who's someone who wants to get into essential oils is a great way to look at those oils. But what other ways, if someone really wants to get into essential oils, so there's a couple books. I was running out the door literally this morning. I don't know what happened. And my wife, she's like, "Oh, for your podcast, take these two books." So I have two books. You may know them. And this says Smart Mom's Guide to Essential Oils.
Yes, I love that book.
Okay, so you know this book.
Yes, I send that to every new mom who gets their wholesale account.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she recommended that book. I have not read it myself. And then there's one more.
Well, because a lot of times moms, when you get your set of oils and you're sitting there, you're looking at these, you're like, what do I do with this? I want to help my kids. And that's usually the reason why a lot of moms get started with oils, because they want to help their kids just like I did. So I love that book is filled with recipes. It has so many recipes for kids.
Right.
So it's something you can just open up and you can use it right away, and you can start using your oils right away when you have that book.
Yeah, you could have it in the kitchen and just ready to go. Like if something happens, it's just a quick reference guide.
Yes,
look
and
up.
It's not massive. Yeah, I like that it's pretty short.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, and it's pretty simple. Oh, there's that kid again. He says, "I want peppermint. I want peppermint." Here's the other one, The Healing Power of Essential Oils. Do you know this book?
Is that Dr. Z?
This is.
Or is that Kurt Schnabel?
This is Eric Zielinski. So that must be Dr. Z.
Okay. Yeah, I have that one too.
This is a good one. This is just another one.
Yes, that's a good one.
This one's pretty big, but a lot of different recipes. So those two, and then there's essential. I think there's let me see. There was oil-testimonials.com.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been to oils-testimonials.com?
I haven't, but I'm really glad there's a website like that out there for people to read what other people are using.
Or how about I have another one? How about if you have a question about oils, you go to Naturally Healthy Living or contact Amanda Beach.
Yes, I love being able to answer questions. They can follow me on Instagram, naturally.healthy.living. You can find me on Facebook, Naturally Healthy Living. And I have a education group on Facebook called the Healthy Living Oil Education Group that's open to anybody. And so I just love being able to share research or practical ideas on how you can incorporate essential oils into your daily lifestyle.
How often do you have meetings with people to teach them about oils? Like when you were mentioning that earlier.
I do at least 6 a month here in town. And then I do constantly on Instagram and, on Facebook. I'm always posting every day. And actually, I'm about to start traveling this spring. I'm supposed to be in Florida next week doing classes, and I'm going to be in Colorado in February and South Carolina in March.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Yeah, going to be kind of everywhere.
And that's for doTERRA?
Yes.
So they want you to go to these places, these different states, and teach their oils?
Yes.
That's great. And then so online, if someone wants, so where would someone go online? Would they go to Instagram? Where exactly would they go? Because I know there's a lot of there's social medias, Facebook, there's you name it. Where would they go to learn more?
So I'm on Instagram, and they can follow me on Instagram. You can message me on Instagram. And I like to, so when people message me on Instagram, a lot of times I recognize that a lot of other people probably have the same question. So when someone messages me on Instagram, I try to go live or do a video for my stories or do a post specifically about that question so that more people will have that solution. And then I'm also on Facebook. So I have a Facebook page, and a lot of this stuff is similar to what I'm posting on Instagram. So if you don't have an Instagram account, then you could definitely find me on Facebook and get a lot of great information that way as well. And it's just Naturally Healthy Living on Facebook. And then you're welcome to join. There's a group attached to that page, and you're welcome to join the group and ask questions and get feedback from other people that are using essential oils too.
Well, you're doing something right, because when I saw your Instagram account, I think you had like 70,000 or close to 70,000 followers, which means you know what you're talking about. You're passionate about essential oils. They work. I know they work. But I always like to have people on my show that I'm aligned with, but that are also very passionate about what they do, educated about what they do, and willing to inspire people to be healthier and happier with their particular expertise. And
Mm-hmm.
yours is essential oils. So I definitely would encourage people, my listeners, my audience, to absolutely check out Amanda Beach, Naturally Healthy Living, Instagram, Facebook. Um, I always say this and I'll say it again. There's essential oils and then there's the teacher. There's when you go to a doctor, when you have a teacher, when you have a coach, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times it comes down to them. And the oils may work, but it's also the messenger. And it's how you present yourself and it's how you teach the oils. And it's the smile on your face and it's the fact that you have 4 kids and it's the fact that you really had an issue unfortunately with your little one, your firstborn, and that there's a real authentic reason behind how you're into essential oils.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why when you and I talked, I think we hit it off, and we use oils too. So I think when people realize that they're dealing they're you're the real deal. I'm giving you a massive plug here, but because
Yeah, thank you so much.
no, well, it's okay. But the massive plug is because the genesis of my podcast is to share the knowledge of what I'm doing in my life with my family, with what my guests are doing, and
Mm-hmm.
essential oils. Everyone's a little bit different. Peppermint can mess up breast milk production in some. Lavender can be a little stimulating for some kids and not in others. Just like I'm allergic to penicillin, for some reason, it will save some other person's life. But for the
Yeah.
most part, those staples of essential oils, they work. They've been around for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And they are easy to use and they are powerful, powerful stuff. And
Absolutely.
yeah, you,
Mm-hmm.
you, you do not need to go to the doctor to get this stuff. Educate yourself a little bit. So go to Amanda Beach. Thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, I love what you're doing. And let's touch base soon. And with that, that's a wrap. And adios. Oh, was that a cough?
Yeah.
All right, we got to get you
Sorry.
some peppermint. No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. This is perfect. We can't end it with a cough. All right, so what do we do for a cough? It's
Well, I can
frankincense,
grab my peppermint.
eucalyptus. All right, get the peppermint. So this is perfect. This is perfect. I don't want you to be coughing, but okay, let's see. Okay, you coughed. Hey, Amanda, it's all good because I have a stuffy nose right now. So I'm gonna smell
So
the.
I got my bag,
There you go.
my rollers. And I got my
Okay.
peppermint.
All right.
I'm just gonna smell it.
There you go.
And that's really all you need to do, but you can also just roll it on your chest.
So you just rolled it on your chest.
Yep.
So that's your go-to. If you have a cough or something, it's peppermint.
Yep, there you go.
You have to stop drinking and smoking and partying so much, by the way. Just aside, if
Yeah,
if
I'd
you
have to bring my kids with me because they're always in my space.
if you stay off of drugs, you won't even you'll avoid all these. You'll sleep better and just. I just wanted to.
It's true.
Do it. Should we edit that out? Nah. You don't know. You're as clean as they come. But no, I have the peppermint. You okay?
Yes, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, but that was perfect. See, this is the real stuff. So then when people watch this and when they hear this, then they're gonna know when you cough, you had the peppermint ready to go. You're not just
Yeah, I
you're
think
not
that's
just
the
making
most
it up.
important thing is to have them on hand when you need to use them, right?
Yeah, well, they're easy. Just take the cap off, right? Like I just did. If you're watching, and then smell it. If you put the little roller on and then roll it on your chest, roll it on your neck, put it on your temples, right? Boom, done. Quick, easy. Better than an aspirin, if you ask me. So with that, go get some water with lemon, put some grapefruit in there and some citrus oils and feel better. Thank you again. That's a wrap. Adios, amigos. Adios, amigos. Till next time.
Okay.
Peace.